How to make your pronunciation better and sound like a native. Part 1. The truth nobody tells you about pronunciation. Have you ever noticed this strange feeling? You know a lot of English words. You understand movies. You can read articles. But the moment you start speaking, people say, "Sorry? Can you repeat that?" Or they understand you, but they know immediately that you are not a native speaker. If this sounds familiar, this video is for you. Because today, we are not going to talk about boring pronunciation rules. We are not going to talk about repeating the alphabet again and again. And we are definitely not going to talk about fake accents. Today, we are going to talk about how pronunciation really works, why most learners fail at it, and what you can do, step by step, to sound clearer, more natural, and much closer to a native speaker. Let me start with a hard truth. Pronunciation is not about talent. Pronunciation is not about copying an accent perfectly. Pronunciation is about habits. And the good news? Habits can be changed. Why most English learners have bad pronunciation, even after years. Most learners make the same mistake. They think pronunciation means pronouncing every word perfectly. But native speakers don't speak like that. They don't say every word clearly. They don't pronounce every letter. They don't speak slowly. They speak connected English. If you want to sound like a native, you must stop speaking like a dictionary and start speaking like a human. The first big shift: stop focusing on single words. Here is the first practical rule. Don't practice pronunciation word by word. Practice pronunciation in sentences. Native speakers don't pronounce words alone. They pronounce sounds inside sentences. For example, I want to go there. A learner says, I want to go there. A native speaker says, I want to go there. If you practice only single words, your pronunciation will never sound natural, even if every word is correct. Action step. From today, never practice pronunciation with single words. Always use full sentences. The second big secret: rhythm is more important than accent. Many learners are obsessed with accent. American accent. British accent. Australian accent. But here's the truth. Rhythm matters more than accent. English has a stress rhythm. Some words are strong. Some words are weak. Native speakers don't give the same power to every word. Listen to this sentence. I didn't say he stole the money. A native speaker changes meaning by stress, not pronunciation. Action step. When you listen to English, don't listen to words. Listen to which words are louder, longer, and clearer. This alone will change your pronunciation more than any accent video. Shadowing, the most powerful pronunciation tool. If I had to choose one technique only, it would be this. Shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a native speaker. And you speak at the same time. Not after, at the same time. You don't stop. You don't translate. You don't think. You just follow the rhythm. At first, it feels impossible. Your mouth feels slow. Your brain feels confused. That's perfect. That means it's working. Action step. Choose a movie scene. A podcast. A YouTube clip, 30 to 60 seconds. Play it. Speak with the speaker. Every day. 10 minutes. This trains mouth muscles. Rhythm. Speed. Natural pronunciation. Why your mouth is the real problem, not your English. Here's something nobody tells you. Your mouth is trained for your native language. English uses different muscles. That's why pronunciation feels hard. It's not about knowledge. It's about physical training. Native speakers move their mouth more. They open it more. They relax it more. Action step. When you practice speaking English, exaggerate sounds. Open your mouth. Slow down first. Yes, you will feel stupid. That's normal. That's growth. Stop trying to sound perfect, aim for clear. Perfection kills progress. Many learners speak quietly because they are afraid of mistakes. They hide their voice. They swallow sounds. Native speakers speak clearly, not perfectly. Action step. Speak louder than you feel comfortable. Clarity first. Beauty later. Record yourself, even if you hate it. This is uncomfortable. But it's powerful. When you record yourself, you hear wrong stress, unclear sounds, unnatural rhythm. Things you never notice while speaking. Action step. Every day, record 1 minute. Listen once. Repeat better. No judgment. No shame. Just improvement. Why listening is half of pronunciation. You cannot pronounce what you cannot hear. Many learners try to speak more without listening better. That never works. Your ears must be trained before your mouth. Action step. Listen to one voice for a long time. One podcast. One YouTuber. One actor. This builds a natural sound model in your brain. Part 2. The moment everything started to change. There was a time when I realized something very important. I was listening to an English podcast one night, not to learn, not to study, just to relax. The speaker was talking fast, naturally, and confidently. Suddenly, I noticed something strange. I understood him, but if I tried to repeat his sentences, my mouth could not move the same way. My brain knew the sentence, but my mouth was late, weak, and unsure. That was the moment I understood the real problem. The problem was not my English. The problem was my speaking habits. For years, I had learned English silently. I read more than I spoke. I listened more than I repeated. I understood more than I used. My pronunciation was passive, not active. Native speakers don't think before they move their mouth. They don't build sentences in their head. Their mouth reacts automatically. So the real question became clear. How do you train your mouth to react without thinking? The answer was not more grammar. The answer was not more vocabulary. The answer was daily physical speaking practice, even when it felt uncomfortable. I started doing something very simple. Every day, I chose one short audio. Sometimes it was a movie scene. Sometimes it was a podcast. Sometimes it was just a YouTube video. I played one sentence, paused it, and repeated it immediately, not slowly, not carefully, but naturally, with the same speed and emotion. At first, it sounded terrible. My pronunciation was unclear. My rhythm was wrong. My stress was strange. But something interesting happened after a few weeks. I stopped translating in my head. I stopped thinking about sounds. I started copying music, not words. English is not just a language. English is a rhythm. When you stop chasing perfect sounds and start following rhythm, pronunciation begins to fix itself. Part 3. Why native speakers sound fast, and you don't. Many learners think native speakers speak fast because they are confident. That's not true. Native speakers sound fast because they connect words. They don't say, "What are you doing?" They say, "Whatcha doin'?" They don't say, "Did you eat yet?" They say, "Did ya eat yet?" When I understood this, everything changed. Fluency is not speed. Fluency is connection. Native speakers cut sounds. They link sounds. They reduce sounds. And here is the secret. They do this without thinking. So I stopped trying to speak faster. I started trying to speak smoother. I practiced sentences like music lines. I repeated them again and again, until my mouth felt tired. That tired feeling was good. It meant new habits were forming. Little by little, my speech became lighter. Words started to flow. Pauses became natural, not nervous. The day people stopped asking me to repeat. I remember this day clearly. I was talking to someone in English, and for the first time, they didn't interrupt me. They didn't say sorry. They didn't look confused. They just listened. At that moment, I didn't sound perfect. I still had mistakes. I still had an accent. But my pronunciation was clear. Clear pronunciation is more powerful than perfect pronunciation. From that day, I stopped hiding my voice. I spoke louder. I trusted my sound. Confidence made my pronunciation even better. Why confidence changes your pronunciation? This part is very important. When you are afraid, your mouth closes. When you are nervous, your voice gets smaller. When you doubt yourself, sounds disappear. Native speakers don't speak perfectly. They speak freely. So I made a rule for myself. Speak with confidence, even when you are not sure. Mistakes are not the enemy. Silence is. Every time I spoke, I told myself. Clear, not perfect. And slowly, people started to understand me more easily. The long-term truth about sounding like a native. Let me be honest with you. You don't wake up one day and sound like a native. There is no magic day. There is no final moment. But one day, you notice something better. You stop thinking about pronunciation. You stop worrying about sounds. You start focusing on meaning. That's when you know your pronunciation is improving. Because native-like pronunciation is not about sounding American or British. It's about sounding comfortable in English. Final message, very important. If you want better pronunciation, do this. Speak every day. Listen every day. Repeat real English. Trust your voice. And most importantly, stop waiting to sound perfect. Start speaking to sound clear. If you want more long videos like this. If you want real English, not textbook English. And if you want to sound confident and natural. Subscribe to the channel and stay with us for the next episodes.